Are we good? I think we're good. Are we good? Right, we're good. Cool. I'm actually going to do this for just a sec. Who's going to be the first in? Who's going to be the first in? Who's it going to be? Go over there. Not you. Crying shame. Crying shame. Hang on a sec, gotta put it in the Discord. I think episode right now. Can you stop promotions? Alright, I don't know how many people we're going to get in here, to be honest. Seems like it's honestly probably not going to be many. I don't think there's going to be too many questions being asked in general, so... I'm playing CS and answering personal questions. We'll change that to the title and make sure I've got tags, just to see if we can get more people in here. Start off with Grail. Also, to anyone who's watched it, what did you think of the new Sabbath video that I put out on the main channel? It's short. It's short. It's 29 minutes. Shortest reaction video for an album I've put out since the Zombies video that Chivo edited. That was 22 minutes. It was a short fucking video. And I gotta be honest, I don't mind. Out of time to watch it, but it seems good. I liked it. It was a nice, fun, quick reaction. Well, I say quick. 29 minutes is still a decent length for a video, you know? Still a fairly lengthy video. But... It's just shorter than I'm used to on my channel. Usually we get in the 30 to 50 minute range. But we didn't scrape that today. We were just a bit under. I say 30 to 50. It's more like 35 to 50 minute range. I don't know. It's just a shorter album. It's 33 minutes. It's not a big project at all. So... Get me into this fucking game. Also, face cam for a Big Think episode. That's not normal. That's not something I'm going to keep up as a regular thing. Yeah, face cam is going to remain a stream exclusive. I don't think I'm ever even going to put a video out with face cam, to be honest. Unless I decide to make this a video. Which I might not, because again, I don't know how much good discussion we're going to get out of this. Because I don't know how many people are going to be here, because it's as late as it is. But yeah, you can get personal today. for the course of this stream, for the course of the probably 2 games that I'm going to play of Counter-Strike 2, you can ask me personal questions. You can ask me whatever the fuck you want. If there's anything you've ever wanted to know about me, now's your time to ask it. We're getting parasocial on this one. While we queue into this, let's post something on the main channel about this. Let's put up a community post.
Let's roll.
Hold on, cancel. Nope, don't want to open that. Didn't wanna. Okay, my PC's been a bit of a bitch, but it's all good. I'm live right now. Oh, I'm making many typos. I'm live right now doing the first live episode of my podcast, Big Think. Come join and ask me anything. Not too parasocial. I don't know. Is what it is. People are gonna ask some super personal shit. Right, I'm gonna.
What the fuck are you saying, man? I don't understand.
No one's on A. Round 1. It's interesting. I can never get that nade throw right. For some reason, it always goes lower than I think it will. What's up, Mr. Crinkle? Let me think of a topic to start us off with. What's like a topic? Oh, for fuck's sake. None of my team are on site, man. What's a topic we can start off with? What's something you guys want to hear me talk about? Something you'd like to get insight on? What's the meaning of life? The meaning of life is...
Come on, chop, chop.
I don't know, the meaning to life is to put your own meaning onto it. The whole point of life is to figure out what it is that makes your life, what made you happy, what made you stand out, what made you you, you know? I did know that. Exactly, you have limited time on Earth, so use the computer as much as possible. I don't know. I don't think about the meaning of life very often. I think about death a lot. Like, I'm not someone who's particularly afraid. I'm not too scared of dying of old age. That's something that is gonna happen anyway. Obviously, if someone puts like a gun to my head, I'm gonna be, you know, quite frightened. But in terms of like dying of old age, I've come to terms with it. I came to terms with it kind of the moment it like registered to me as a kid that shit was gonna happen. It was like, okay, can't do anything about that, and I don't know what is beyond that, so I might as well be curious instead of scared, you know? Might as well start thinking. So, I don't know. It's not something I think about too often. But I do think about death a lot. I think about what it is, and it's one of those things that's like not really comprehensible. To think that like someday experience as it is will end. It's weird, it's a strange thought. I, you know, find myself experiencing from time to time. Yes, Shiva, that is something that, I don't know. It's weird because my mum, I don't know, my mum is 41. She's not too old, you know? But there's also like health things that like, you know, make it very like a very conscious thing to me that like I don't know how much longer my mum is going to be alive, and I don't know my dad. I think my dad's alive. I think my mum thinks he's alive. I don't know. She doesn't know. But yeah, like but there's health things that make me not know how much longer I have with my mum. Like my mum is like easily the person I care about the most in my life. And it's weird that like knowing that like I probably have at most like 20 years left of my mum, which, you know, 20 years isn't nothing. I'm not even 20 years old yet. That's more than another entirety of what I've experienced so far. But yeah. But that's at most. That's at most like 20 years. I'm 65 and your dad's 70. Damn. Yeah, you're not much older than me. Fuck. That's crazy. My granddad is younger than your mum. My granddad's 63.
Let's go, fellas.
My granddad is younger than your parents, and you're not much older than me. That's kind of insane. I'm trying to remember what my granddad on my dad's side, how old he would be. Because I know how old my nan is. She is 61. 62? 61 or 62? I think 61. My granddad, Ray, he died when I was, like, really young. I'm not sure how old he was when he died. I don't know when he was born. Both of them smoked some... Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's my thing too. Well, not my thing. I don't smoke, but you know, everyone in my family smokes. My mum does. My nan doesn't. My nan vapes. My nan's 60 and she vapes. No, my mum smokes. My most of my cousins, my older cousins, my aunties, uncles, all of them. And I have my health issues as well, you know? I'm not very physically fit. I've got really bad insomnia, which can affect lifespan. Mental health issues that have led me to, like, even worse health. Like, I don't know if it's a mental thing or not, but I don't eat. I'm really, really fucking skinny. Ah, fuck, I didn't have much ammo. Yeah, I'm super skinny. There's nothing on me. Like, sometimes it can, like, look like I have a bit of a belly when I've eaten, but it's because I also have, like, a spine thing and my back curves. My back curves, like, that way, if that makes sense, so it, like, pushes my stomach outward a little bit. So if I eat and, like, my stomach grows a little bit, it looks like I've got, like, a proper belly. I don't. I'm still super skinny. It's just my back is weirdly shaped. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna live very long, to be honest. Health issues, I think. I don't know. What I kind of fluctuate between getting really bad and being like really good. Like when I get really bad, I'm thinking, oh my god, my health's going downhill so fast. I'm gonna make it to like 30 max. And then sometimes if I'm doing good, I'm like, hey, that's a bit dramatic. I'd say at most, if I'm not able to like sort my health out, which first I need to sort my mental health out. If I'm not able to sort my health out, I give myself 45. If I can sort my mental health out, who knows? Maybe I can see my 60s, 70s, my 80s if I get particularly old. Fuck. So a good way of thinking, I gotta stay positive. It's just me being realistic. It's not something like me being like, oh, I'm gonna die young or anything like that. It's like, realistically speaking, like getting my health in order has been an incredibly difficult thing. Something that like I've tried and tried and tried and it's been hard, and I'm obviously gonna keep trying, and I'd like to, it's gonna sound weird, but I'd like to be chubby. I'd really like to be chubby. Just so that I know that like, then I know I'm like eating enough, you know? I know that I'm not like starving myself, which you guys don't know this, but the amount of times I've just like not eaten. Like there have been times where I've streamed and I haven't eaten all day and I don't end up eating the rest of the day. I'll like have a packet of crisps before I go to bed and that's it. It's something I've not really opened up about too much. Because I've just never felt the need to. And it's never really been something that I've felt like has been like necessary to say. But I guess since we're on here, I may as well throw it out there. I don't eat. Like at all. I eat more when I'm streaming. So I can keep myself energized. Obviously because I have crazy insomnia. Like, because I will get so tired and I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat. I'm going to make tea, have caffeine. And that's going to keep me energized. And it does. It works. But besides that, it's just like, you know, sleepy. When I go dying, if I keep saying I die young, if I keep worrying and saying bad thing will happen, it will happen. I mean, I don't know. I gotta be realistic about this though. I need to acknowledge the fact that like my health isn't good. Because it isn't. It really isn't. It's weird. This is gonna sound like edgy and fucking like some bullshit. But when I was younger, I kind of didn't care too much. I didn't really have much that I like, especially when I got into like my later years of secondary school. So we're talking like late 2022, early 2023, I got really bad. I was just like, I didn't have any motivation. It wasn't like I was getting to the point of not wanting to be here, but it was like I didn't have any motivation to be active in my being here, you know? It was like, how do I put it? I just didn't really have much that I had there to care about. You know? I didn't have any drive. I was not doing well in school. I was... You know... I had friends that liked me, but I also had a lot of friends who were friends. You know, I had a lot of people in school did not like me because of who I was throughout secondary school, and I was kind of an asshole in secondary school. I do not look back on my school life fondly at all. Yeah, seriously, if you guys knew me in secondary school, I am like a different... It's not like... It's like, oh, I'm a changed man. I'm a different human being. look back at some of the stuff I was like doing and being when I was in secondary, and I'm like, really? I did that? I forget most of it. Like, I get reminded of like, hey, you know, remember when you did this? And I'm like, really? I did that? And it'll be stuff from like year 10, year 11, like my later years of secondary school, and it's like, huh. I don't know, it's just... I had like a complete change of character moving into like the very end of year 11, going into my sixth form, year 12. Because it just kind of clocked to me that like, that transition into being college age. I didn't go to college, I went to sixth form. That was kind of like, okay, I'm growing up now. I can't keep like being who I was as a kid. And I just kind of became me. Secondary school, high school in the UK? Yeah, basically. It's years 10 through 11, which I think is a year higher than it would be in the United States. So that would be, yeah, a year higher than it would be in the United States, I think, because you guys, I don't know. I know it's differently. It's either a year lower or a year higher than what it would be. So for you guys, it would be either 7th grade up or 9th grade up. I'm not sure. Did I say year 7? No, 6th grade up or 8th grade up. Sorry, 9th through 12th. Okay, so it's a 2-year difference. It's a 2-year difference. Wait, no, you have less year, huh? I guess the school system just works completely differently over there. I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying, I never really had anything to motivate me to be around. Again, I never got to the, well, there were times, but I never properly got to the point of like, man, I don't want to be here. Of like, I really just cannot bear being alive or anything like that. It just got to the point where I was like, I have no motivation to do this, so I'm not going to be active in it. I wasn't alive. I was existing. I was present at school. I was present with my friends. I had present interactions with my family. I was there, but I wasn't actively there, if that makes sense. And then I started doing what I do. I started my YouTube channel. I got to the point where I was like, man, I don't know how long it's going to be until I reach a snapping point, and I can feel it coming. I'm just going to start this. And then I started it after having had that personal growth. I was so fucking beaten down. I was bad. And I started doing my YouTube channel, and that was my first thing where I was like, wait, I kind of want to stick around for this. I really love this. You know? It gave me... I hate saying it gave me a purpose. You know, it's kind of comes across as pretentious and shitty, I know. But it gave me something to care about. It gave me something I finally gave a shit about. You know? And I was like, okay, I have this thing. It's not meaningless schoolwork. It's not social interaction in the same way as, say, like... you know, like going out to family gatherings and shit where I just feel uncomfortable. It's... I'm conversing with people about a topic that I love. I'm conversing about in my own way. I have full, complete creative control. I'm doing the thing that I've wanted to do, watching Brad Taste, I know, a lot went around that time, and just loving his content, being like, man, I fucking want to do that. And then I did that, and it felt great. And then, you know, that scared the shit out of me. About midway through 2024, you guys will remember, I got in my first relationship. I had my first boyfriend. Well, my only boyfriend. Ever. His name was Reese. He was lovely. He was lovely. And I, you know, really truly did have strong feelings for him. And, you know, we didn't end on bad terms. We didn't end up fucking hating each other or anything like that. It just kind of reached its natural stopping point, but that gave me another thing to want to stick around for. I was like, I love him. I want to stay in this. That's another thing to live for. Then we ended up splitting up. It wasn't bad. There were no arguments. It just wasn't working. And it was like, okay, fine. Whatever. Is what it is. And then, you know, I moved house. Moving house was rough. I hated moving. It was a big move. As you guys know, based on how I've described it, it was a big fucking move. And it kind of fucked me up a little bit. I can't lie. I went from having, like, oh, my lovely bedroom to being in a basement. I mean, I love the size of my basement. It's a lot more spacious. It allows me to be a little more free-flowing in my content. But it's not my bedroom. I didn't have my animals anymore. I couldn't go and cuddle up with Obi when I wasn't feeling great. I couldn't take my dog on a walk. Most days I'm here alone. My mum's at work, Finley's at school. The basement is not soundproof. Like, my mum goes to work, Finley goes to school, and I'm in my house alone. Like, I have we have like 2 cats in the house right now. You know? We have 2 cats in the house. So, if I'm not feeling great, I can go up and see them. But, yeah. This place, the house itself is nice, but it doesn't feel like, it's like finding that difference between a house and a home, you know? This is a house, this is where I live, but it doesn't feel like my home, you know? In the same way that my last house did. I loved living at my last house. Like, I remember walking up the hill from my house to get to school. I would look to my right, and there would be times where I'd see, like, a family of deer walking down the hill. I remember, I remember going outside, like, I would go on, like, late night walks sometimes, and I'd see foxes walking about, and rabbits and shit. It was delightful. Now, I go outside and I see concrete. I smell rubbish. It's like, it's weird. I live on a hill again. And it's just like, well, I didn't live on a hill. I lived next to a hill in my old house. Now I live on a hill, and it's like, it's just not the same. Again, I am very, this move was something we had to do. You know? The move was something we had to do. And I'm not going to explain why. I may have explained why before, but if I haven't, I'm not going to here. Because it really isn't my place to talk about it. But, yeah, it's something we had to do. My mum has done her best. My mum has really done her best. She has been trying her hardest. She has been, like, doing everything for me and Finley. Like, for as much as I'll get annoyed at her for making noise while I'm streaming or anything like that, like, you guys have to understand how much I truly do love my mum. Like, I really do. My mum is, like, my favorite person. She is one of the people who cares about me the most on this planet. Like, me and my brother. I don't know. It's just like, she really does everything for me and him. She is like a does everything for her kids type mum, you know? And I feel so lucky to have that. Especially not having a present dad. Having a mum that does that much for me feels Like, it fills a bit of that hole, you know? He's gonna come from there. The prefrontal cortex is still under construction during teenage years about... Let me read that. The prefrontal cortex is still under construction during teenage years to around 25, which is fun to think about. It's responsible for self-control, long-term planning, and consequence thinking. Yeah, absolutely. Self-control is the big thing. I would have no self-control as a kid. I'd say whatever I wanted. I'd do whatever I wanted. Again, secondary school, I was just kind of an asshole. I was, like, a very nervous kid. Big social anxiety. Still social anxiety. God, you should fucking see me among any group of people. That I'm not familiar with. Once I get familiar with people, I start really opening up. Oh, shit. But yeah, I've definitely improved in that regard. Some of the stuff should be said between me and a therapist or counselor instead of strangers on the internet. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, I've always been scared of therapy. I kind of need it. But yeah, are there pros and cons to insomnia? In a fucked up way, there's pros. In a fucked up way, there's pros. I can handle being tired now. You know? Like, I don't really feel it much until it gets really bad. I don't feel it much until I get really tired, you know? Once I start getting to the end of a stream... Streams take it out of me, man. Streams take it out of me. 7 hours of talking on camera. Like, it's such a fucking... You know... It's not a particularly difficult job, but... Being mentally locked in for 7 hours like that, it does take it out of you. Especially for someone with insomnia. When the most you guys have ever seen me with... Probably like 4 hours of sleep or something. That's not true. You guys have seen me on a good night's sleep a handful of times. Sometimes I'll get a good night. Sometimes. But most of the time, brain too loud. I did not say that. Streaming is not harder than a 9-to-5 job. Streaming is the most easy thing ever. Mentally draining, sure. Tiring, absolutely. But it's easy to do. It's not a difficult job at all. Fuck your timeout. Surely there's an easier job? I don't know, man. Streaming's pretty easy. Just get on call, get on camera and you talk. Like, you will never, ever see me complain about what I do. I get paid to listen to music. Do you understand? Like, that's the dream for me. Literally, I'm not at, like, a point where I'm technically making, like, full-time money or anything like that. I'm not at a point where, you know, I can really say this is a proper job right now. But I'm getting there. Slowly but surely it's growing. I make enough money to pay my mum rent. I make enough money to help out with things like shopping and shit like that. You will never see me complain. Ever. I love what I do so much. Even on days where I'm having a rough day. Even on days where I'm not feeling up to it. You will never, ever see me complain. I don't think I can put into words how appreciative I am of what I do. And I know I don't show it much. I can put on a very flat character, which is just me. I feel like in terms of my emotions, I can often be a very flat person. Like, listen to my voice. I have a very monotone voice. This is a thing. I don't normally talk. I don't talk, like, I don't actually, like, speak in my own voice very much. I project a lot. I'm actually really quiet. If you ever met me in person, I'm so quiet. I speak so quietly, but then when I'm streaming, I talk at... Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. When I'm streaming, I talk at this volume, whereas in real life, I talk at, like, this volume. I talk really quietly. This would be, like, me talking properly. I talk super quiet. And then on stream, I talk like this. I really push my voice out. I bring my voice up a little bit as well. Am I scared of where my country's headed? Where do I want it to go or change about it? My country's headed in a similar direction to America, but not as severe. And obviously that's still bad. I feel like we're regressing like 100 years at this point. We're going back to, well, maybe not 100 years, but we're going back to like the 60s, regression-wise, and I think it's pretty pathetic. Just societally, the world is in a big state of regressing right now. Godzilla, to answer your question, rage-inducing game. That's a tough one, man. Played a lot of games that piss me off. That's tough. The game that's made me angriest is probably Fortnite. I used to get really angry at Fortnite when I was younger. Like, you should have heard me. I would play the game like 4 hours a day when I was a kid. Like with friends or by myself, and it would just be me getting pissed the entire time and then freaking the fuck out whenever I'd win. Anyway, back, I want to kind of elaborate on what I was saying before about, like, my content and my position on what I do. Again, I really love what I do because it kind of saved me. It really saved me. Like, I never got beyond the point of no return, but without this, I would have got there. I'm aware of that fact. You know, without this, I would have got there eventually. And that's like a scary thing to think about. You know? It really is. It's weird to think that this thing that is just, like, my life is, like, the thing that is the reason I'm, like... I don't want to say it is the reason I'm still around. I don't know for certain that things would have gotten to that point. They probably would have. That's weird to me. I don't know. I'm not the best at processing things that have happened in my life. Like, at all. Like, it took me... How long? It took me, like, 16 years for it to really hit me about shit like my father. About not knowing my father, and then that's kind of been something I've been unpacking slowly over the past few years, and recently it's been really lodging itself in there. I don't know, it's a thing that's kind of being a much more mature person. I think it's the, like, personal changes I've been through that have really got me onto like processing it. Because like the person I am now is equipped to tackle that, whereas the person I was a few years ago was not. No, my teammate's kind of shit. Oh, I've gotten into a game with these guys before. Oh, this isn't my first time in a game with these teammates. Yeah, I've gotten in with this 4-stack before. These profile pictures, I've seen them. I think I've played with these guys once recently, actually. Funnily enough, I'm top. We've been blabbering a whole bunch, but I'm still top. That's kind of crazy. I've been playing well. That depends on how the next Arctic Monkeys video goes. If the next Arctic Monkeys video doesn't do well, I'm going to be ending the Arctic Monkeys series and going on to The Wall by Pink Floyd. If the next one does well, I'm going to continue the series, see how it goes, and then I will be doing The Wall once the Arctic Monkeys series is over. My teammate's got his headphones on backwards. He's got his headphones on backwards. It's unfortunate. Do I unmark Heart Mother to build hype? Maybe. Damn, the fucking enemies. I wish I could fucking turn off fucking text chat. But I can. I have to deal with that shit in the bottom right. And the fact that Valve is just like, yeah, we can't be bothered to deal with that shit. Like, it makes streaming this game such a pain in the ass. Look at that, we won. If I could go back in time, would I change anything? Is the question I wanted to answer. By the way, top. All of that blabbering and I still topped. Too good. I'm the best. Would I go back in time and change anything? Yes. I've told this story before on stream about someone who was a friend. Yeah, you worded that correctly, Chivo. You worded that correctly. Yeah, I completely get you. This shaped me, so I don't know if I would change this because this was the big turning point in my trajectory into becoming the person I am now. The way I've spoken about this once on stream before, but there was a friend, my best friend, in my second half of secondary school up until year 11 when we stopped being friends. It was the way I treated that person. I was kind of a dick. I lost a very, very important friendship to me, but I also learned that I'm not invincible, and that was like the realization moment of my actions have consequences and I'm not invincible. That was that moment for me. Like, this person was just like, look, I don't have any ill will towards you. Well, that's not the way they were. It was like, look, I don't hate you. There's no bad feelings, but I feel like I can't be friends with you as of right now because of the stuff we've experienced. And then that tie was cut. It was like a gaining conscious moment, because I remember even thinking, I was like, this person will come back to me within a matter of like a couple weeks. And then a couple weeks passed and I didn't get like any messages. I was like, maybe by like my birthday, this was at the start of the school year, so September, my birthday's November, so I was like, maybe by my birthday this person will want to talk to me. It got to my birthday, didn't happen, and I was like, oh shit, this person is just cut me off completely, and like for completely valid reason. And that was like my fucking eyes widening moment, being like, yeah, I'm not invincible. Actions have consequences. I can't just do what I want, say what I want, and expect people to stay. The people I cared about. Because as much as I put on the act that I didn't care, being a probably very undiagnosed autistic teenager, I still haven't fucking gotten myself tested for that shit, which I need to. But yeah. I'm so fucking... I'm absolutely neurodivergent to some degree. I don't know if it's autism. I don't know if it's ADHD. I don't know if it's both. There's something up with me. You got... Chat, I've said this before, like, a couple times, but it's insane to me, the amount of, like, neurodivergent people, the amount of teachers, the amount of adults in my life that have, like, assumed that I've been diagnosed with something. And, like, I remember my biggest memory of this was my drama teacher, my first day of sixth form. She had me for a couple years, because I went to the same sixth form as my secondary school. So she'd had me in drama for every year of secondary school except one. So she knew me. And I remember we were doing a thing, we were, like, getting to know each other on the first day of sixth form, because there were some new students. We were doing, like, a circle thing where we were asking questions, and we were talking about neurodivergency, and it got to me. And it's not like it got to me, like we were going around or anything. It was just kind of like bouncing questions around the circle randomly. And she turned to me and she went, "Are you neurodivergent at all?" Like, obviously she knew me and she was assuming I was going to say yes. And I said, I don't know, I've not really been tested. And she looked at me and she went, "I'd get tested." That was... In the moment, I was like, why would she say that to me? But then, like... I noticed, I was like, she assumed for 5 years at that point that I was. And, like, kept having it affirmed to the point that she never questioned it. And then the shock on her face when I said I'd never been tested and she went, "I'd get tested." I was like, oh. That's a teacher. A drama teacher, okay? Drama is the neurodivergency fucking subject. And the amount of fucking teachers and adults and neurodivergent people. I need to get tested. It's so bad. I would think it's autism. Like, the things I've seen in, like, autistic friends, and, like, Jay has autism and ADHD. Max has autism and ADHD. Harley has autism. And I've noticed a lot of the autistic things about them. I have... And, yeah, I feel like a test and some confirmation about it would do me good. Drama teachers always seem to find it first. Yeah. Went in to get tested for depression when you were 15, 17 and came out with ADHD instead. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I need so many things. I need therapy. I need diagnosis for any potential form of neurodivergency that I 100% have at least one of them. I think, I don't know if I've spoken about this yet. I think I may be a little bit bipolar. I get immense mood swings. My girlfriend knows this more than anyone else. When I'm at hers, I'll get like some pretty crazy mood swings. It happens a lot with my girlfriend for some reason. It's better to get done with it quick to get the medication. Yeah. I'm actually going to start properly looking into it soon. It needs to happen. I get insane mood swings. So I've recently thought maybe it might be bipolarism as well. I don't know. I'm going to figure out getting tested, but it's a long process. If I apply to get tested for neurodivergency, I'm going to be waiting like at least 6 months, which will be like early next year. So yeah, I'm gonna actually apply for it soon. It's been something I've talked about, but I've always been a little bit scared to do. And there's a little bit of like the fear in me that of being like it being too late, like I'm an adult now already. And maybe the things about me that I've, you know, developed because of my lack of knowledge of what it is and my lack of medication might just be here to stay or something like that, which I know probably isn't the case, but there's always just like fear within me. Hopefully it'll be worth the wait. Do you understand, like, do you understand? Jesus, that's a terrible way of wording it. I can't describe, like, how much worse it would be if I came out of a neurodivergency test, an ADHD, autism test, whatever, and it turned out I had nothing. Because me getting the results saying I have ADHD, saying I have autism, saying I'm somewhere on the neurodivergency spectrum, it would explain so much about me. But then me not having those problems and it not being that would be like, well, what the fuck's actually wrong with me then? I don't want to say wrong with me. That makes it sound like being neurodivergent is like something to look down on. It's not. It's not like a massive problem or anything like that that needs to be solved. It's just a thing about a lot of people that's different. It would be like, what is actually different about me? If it's not that. That's always been a big fear, is the result coming through and being like, no, it's none of these things. What got me into music? I've told the story a good few times, and it's a story I'm always happy to tell. I was never a fan of music when I was a kid, up until I was about 12 years old. I remember being in secondary school and pretending to like some shitty YouTube video game rap, because it was what my friends at the time liked, being in, obviously, like, primary school. And, you know, the video game rap is like the coolest shit ever. It's like, whoa, it's music about games that we all like. That's sick as fuck. You know? So that's what my friends were listening to. And I'd pretend to like that stuff to have a music taste. Just to be able to say, like, yeah, I like music, guys. Because I always felt weird about not liking it. You know, I was always like, my friends are all, like, really... like liking music and stuff like that, and I see them like listening to music on their phones and shit, and I don't have that. I feel weird. I feel different. But yeah, I remember when I was 12 years old, the song "Jumpsuit" by 21 Pilots came up on my YouTube recommended. Like, it was just the music video. I was like, 21 Pilots, my mum likes that band. This was in 2019. This was in October 2019. I remember this. So I was 12 years old, about to turn 13. And Jumpsuit comes up on my YouTube recommended. I'm like, my mum likes this band. I don't like music. I'm going to give it a try. And then I listened to the song. I was like, wait, I actually really enjoyed that. That made me, like, feel something. You know, I couldn't put my finger on what it was, being 12 years old. You know, but yeah, I felt something. I was like, wait. This is, like, good. And then I ended up listening to a handful of more 21 Pilots songs, which eventually led to me listening to my first full album. And my first full album experience, which was Trench. And I was like, wait, that was really good. So then I listened to the full 21 Pilots discography, and that led me to artists within that sphere. Listened to, like, a lot of Fall Out Boy. I was getting into My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco. Like, that kind of emo scene, you know, emo music, even though it's not emo music, it's just popular with the emo crowd. It's all just pop music, pop punk music that has amassed a bit of an emo crowd. Oh, they forfeited. They forfeited. Well, we're going to do one more, because that wasn't a full game. We'll do one more. Yeah, and then beyond that point, that was around when I was discovering... That was around the point when I was discovering Brad taste in music. And I remember watching his video. I was like watching his videos up to that point. I discovered him. I forget if I discovered him through a 21 Pilots reaction or the Black Parade reaction. You're all good, bud guy. You're all good. It's all good. I know you were joking. I was joking about too. It was either one of the 21 Pilots or Black Parade reaction. I don't recall. The story changes every time, so I don't fucking remember. And then he put out a video called Songs That Have Made Me Cry, or Music That's Made Me Cry. And in that video, there were 4 projects listed. There was Mac Miller's song Good News, which I listened to. Thought the song was okay. There was The Seer by Swans, which I listened to. At the time, I didn't like it. I thought it was meh, but, you know, I ended up returning to it and really enjoying it. I'm blabbering about my feelings to the internet, B. Leave me alone. He also put... I think... What was the other thing he put? Was it You Won't Get... I think it was You Won't Get What You Want that was on there as well, which I listened to and thought was great, which... fuck Alexis Marshall, but, you know, You Won't Get What You Want's a pretty damn fantastic album. And then OK Computer was on there. Now, OK Computer was the first one out of those albums that really clicked with me. I listened to OK Computer and I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? And I remember that first listen being 13 years old. I think it was 2020 that I watched that video before my birthday, so I would have been 13 years old. And I listened to OK Computer for the first time and I was like, what is this? I was blown. I literally sat there. My brother was playing on the PlayStation next to me. I was listening to it on my shitty earphones. Was it earphones? Oh, I think I had headphones then. I was listening to it on my headphones. Yeah, I did. I had Bluetooth headphones that I was listening to it on. And I remember I was looking at my brother. I was like, this is the best shit ever. This is the best shit ever. And he was like, mate, my brother, how old was my brother then? Like 10? My brother was 10 years old. So I remember giving him the headphones during like a part in the switch up in Paranoid Android, where it goes into Ambition makes you look really ugly, kicking, squealing, Gucci little bit, or when it goes to that really cool acoustic guitar riff. I remember giving that to my brother, being like, "Isn't that the coolest shit ever?" And he was like, "No, this sounds terrible." He was 10 years old, and I was like, "Man, you don't know what you're talking about. This is amazing." And then that led me to listening to more Radiohead music. That really was like floodgates open. I'm exploring shit now. I've listened to Swans. I've listened to Radiohead. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna listen to Nirvana. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna start listening to Deftones. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna start listening to Tool. A lot of the music I was listening to came from Brad Taste in Music and Fantano at that time. I remember when I moved into the house I lived prior to this, which was end of 2022. I remember at the start of 2023, I was listening to like an album a day. And I kept that up almost every single day for a good 2 months. I remember I listened to the Ash Inspire album. I listened to Deftones albums. I finished the Tool discography. Besides Fear Inoculum, which I did for a video, actually. Fear Inoculum became a video that I did. That was a fun one. I was listening to Alice in Chains. I was bumping... What else did I listen to at that time? I listened to God's Country by Chat Pile. I remember listening to Godspeed You Black Emperor for the first time. I listened to F.A. Infinity as well as Lift Your Skinny Fists. Those two albums blew me away. F.A. Infinity still... that's a high 9 bordering on a 10 for me. F.A. Infinity is a fucking incredible release. And Skinny Fists is great as well, but I prefer F.A. Infinity of the two. Like, I was just, like, all about music. All about music. I'd come into school... I remember... coming into school one day, and we would have like 2 30-minute breaks. We had 30-minute break time, 30-minute lunch time. Instead of it, but it changed from 15-minute break, 45-minute lunch to 30-minute break, 30-minute lunch. And I remember walking into the music room during lunchtime. That's where me and my friends would hang out. My friends weren't big into music. It just so happened that the music rooms were like the best place to hang out. So we would hang out in the music rooms, and I would sit there one time, and I came in, and because it was 30 minutes, I listened to the song The Glowing Man in full, because I was just like, man, I really want to be able to re-experience this. All I care about right now is listening to music. It's all I want to do. I listened to The Glowing Man. My friends were all there chilling, you know, they were doing their thing, and I was just sat there like having a fucking transcendental experience listening to The Glowing Man. Still, to this day, my second favorite song of all time, Behind Weird Fishes by Radiohead. Swans I fucking love Swans. Brad Taste in Music has done irreparable damage to the Swan's name, him being the #1 Swans Glazer. Let me take the role of #1 Swans Glazer, please. Don't let him... You a cunt, you a cunt. Fuck. Do I rap about music? Yeah, dude, my main channel is music based. I'm a music guy. Games is not my thing. What kind of music do I deeply connect with? Something that can speak to either personal experience or something that can just sonically hit me in a way, in a very specific way. I always get like a chest feeling with good music. I can always feel it in my chest and in my eyes when I'm really enjoying something. I get this certain thing, like you'll see, people call it stank face, like my face scrunching up. I feel that in my eyes. Which is a weird thing to say, that I get like a physical feeling out of music, but I really do. Like, it feels physically good whenever I hear good music, you know? It's one thing to lose your partner, it's another to lose swans, exactly. Fucking locked right onto that guy's head. Aimbot, aimbot. Fuck. Yeah. But yeah, that's the very long way of me talking about how I got into music. Yeah, I fucking love Swans. I can't describe to you how much Swans means to me. Let me show you guys. I own two Swans vinyls. Give me a sec. First one I own, I've got down here. I've shown it on stream before. It's the Sia. Amazing album. It's got the butthole on the back. I fucking love. Why has it got a stain? It's got a stain on it. I don't goon to the Sia, I promise. Okay, I do goon to my Deftones album though. My Around the Fur Deftones album. Okay, that cover, that does things to me. Fuck. And then after the next round, I'll get my Beggar vinyl. Oh shit. Well, I'm dead. I can get my Beggar vinyl now. It's down here. I've got like leaves over. Is this stuff? Here we go. We got the Beggar on vinyl. I want to get the Glowing Man. I want to get the Glowing Man, To Be Kind, Birthing, and Soundtracks. Those are the big Swans albums that I want on vinyl. Those are like my main ones that I really, really want to get on vinyl. This can go down here now. I fucking love Swans, man. Like what type of style doesn't really connect with... No, you don't really connect with carefree and happy music that much. Is it more deep, sad, personal music? It's more music that I feel like has something to say. If it has something to say musically or lyrically, that's when I really find something fascinating. And it doesn't necessarily mean my enjoyment. Tom McDonald has something to say, and I don't think that guy's music is worth a lick of shit. But I still find Tom McDonald's music fascinating, you know? I'd rather listen to that than something that has nothing to say. You know? Like Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's got nothing to say. I'll take Tom McDonald over Ed Sheeran. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. But I will always take music that has something to say. That's what really connects, that I really connect to. Fucking hell, that's what I really connect to. Or that I find the most interesting, at least. Noel Gallagher has something to say in all his music. Yeah, what he has to say is, I'm better than you, I'm cooler than you, I had a rougher upbringing than you. You heard most of the Kinks discography while trying to disassociate in class. See, if I got caught with earphones on in class, I'd get them confiscated and never fucking give them back. I couldn't listen to music in class. I remember they tried banning phones during break time, in my school towards the later years that I was there. They were like, no phones. If a teacher catches you with phones, they're going to take them off you unless you have express permission to be on them. And, you know, we will be asking whatever teacher gave you permission. You know, shit like that. And no one ever followed the rules, so they just kind of didn't really keep up with it. You know, they never really kept up with it. So at break time, I'd just be on my phone, listen to music, shit like that. But yeah, anyway, I couldn't, like, listen to music in class. I'd get that shit taken off me. I'm trying to think of what the album was that made me a big music fan. Like, I remember, like, discovering my enjoyment of music. That I wouldn't say OK Computer made me, like, a big music fan, necessarily. I just loved that album, and it continued my enjoyment of music. I'd say maybe hearing The Glowing Man on a plane. I think hearing The Glowing Man on a plane was it for me. That was the moment where I was like, okay, I'm connecting to this. I think this might be my thing. Oh, so your last comment, I'm gonna scroll up in just a second, take a look at it. I'll be scrolling up now and taking a look at it. Your parents were the reason why you're into music as well as movies. I share a lot. I share a decent bit of taste with my mum. My mum, she's 40, so it was a lot of 90s and 2000 stuff that I grew up listening, like, to her playing. It was 90s and 2000s all the way. My mum likes grunge. She fucks with pop punk. It's that early 90s to mid 2000s. That was the soundtrack of my growing up. My brother, I spent a lot of time growing up with my brother's dad, which resulted in me hearing a lot of drum and bass. He loves drum and bass. He really likes the Beatles now. That wasn't until a little later in life. It was when I was about 15, 16 that I'd hear him listening to the Beatles a lot. I remember, you guys remember last year when I went to see Crocky and Gage, he played Abbey Road on the way there twice and once on the way back. I listened to Abbey Road 3 times that day. You know? Which was, like, right after I did my reaction to the album, funnily enough. Like, when I was, like, 15 and onwards, whenever I would be around his, it would be hearing a lot of, like, 60s stuff, like the Beatles, a little bit of the Kinks. Stuff like that. You went on a band trip in Cuba in 11th grade, and on the last night you listened to Sgt. Pepper's and it blew your mind. For the whole 8-hour flight back, I was mesmerized by the memory of the album. That was me with The Glowing Man on my flight home from... Yeah, it was my flight home from Lanzarote that I listened to the album. On the way there, I listened to the song The Glowing Man for the first time, which, again, I got as a recommendation from Brad Taste's video on the song, which is, unfortunately, one of his best videos. I hate to say it, but that's a fucking good video. Oh, why does he have to be such an unforgivable piece of shit? Just such a talented person. What a fucking waste. What an asshat. Just a complete cunt of a human being that is a waste of a genuine talent. We're getting on a different rant here, but come on, man. A good entertainer, knowledgeable about music, and then he wastes it on abusing the ever-living shit out of his partner. Like, what the fuck, man? What a waste. It's not difficult to not be a complete piece of shit. You know? It was the 10 out of 10 song video. Like, or the best song of all time, the video was titled. It was just The Glowing Man. Since I'm constantly listening to new music, do I think I'll ever get tired of it? No, I love discovering. I fucking love discovering shit, man. That's why I love doing what I do so much, because it's first reactions. I fucking love the first reaction format, dude. It's my favorite it's my favorite format of music discussion, is what is the experience of listening to something for the first time. I love being able to have a time capsule of, like, my first experience with something. I love the fact that I can go back and see what it was like to listen to Abbey Road for the first time. Or even if, like, an album that I loved even more. I can see what it was like to listen to Fishman's for the first time. I can see what it was like to listen to... What's a big one? Like Violator for the first time. Or Remain in Light as well. That Remain in Light video I fucking love. That Remain in Light video is one of my favorites, you know? Yeah, it spiraled so fast at that point. And it's the fact that, like, apparently he was like that for a few years, and apparently it wasn't... I forget, I'm a little fuzzy on all of the details. I didn't fully read through the document that, his ex put out. It was like... It was kind of... His abusive cycle was there for a while, but then it kind of really spiked when the drama happened, and that's at the point where it's kind of, like, you know, started to be, like, a situation she needs to get out of. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm a little fuzzy on the details. This is gonna sound like... I don't like talking about it, because I feel like I have a tendency to seem obsessive. But, like, you guys have to understand that, like, that content, Brad Taste content, is, like, it's the biggest inspiration for my channel. Like, that is a channel that was, like, it was my comfort channel. Anytime I was feeling like shit, I would see he was streaming, and I'd be like, okay, I can go here, and it would, like, shut out all the noise, you know? It was, like, my comfort channel. And I loved the way he talked about music. I loved, like, his personality. Everything like that. You know? Like, that experience of having this person that you've admired so much turn out to be a complete piece of shit. Like, it's something I've at least thought about a little bit. Like, it's crossed my mind, like, every day since, like, the shit happened. Like, every day since it came out that he was, like, a complete piece of shit, unforgivable, like, the point where I jumped the ship. It's something I've like, thought about, at least to some degree every day, and it's, like, I don't know. It really emotionally hit me when that shit happened. I was like, no. Not my goat. My goat's washed. My goat's washed. ARTV's cool. We have ARTV now. ARTV's way cooler. ARTV's not an abusive piece of shit. ARTV's chill. He's my go now. Fuck. Yeah. I completely feel you, Inez. Yeah, for me, CDTV, I went into one of CDTV streams recently, and it was fun. Will that first reaction be less personal, because discovering new music on your own by yourself, I feel is more special? I always find myself liking listening to an album for the first time as a video now, or on stream. I love the communal aspect of it. Yeah, but Shaden, I don't like dedicating myself to a genre. I don't want to be a 60s channel. I don't want to be like a channel that mainly does 60s. I would like to be a channel that mainly does new releases, to be honest, but I find myself wanting to catch up on the classics so much that I end up doing older albums. But yeah, like Breach, I had so much fun with that because it was a new release. I was part of the conversation of that album in the moment, you know? I was like... You know, my stream got so big because I was the person talking about it in the moment of the album. I don't think there was a single other person streaming a reaction to the album at the time I was, so it became my biggest stream. Yes, Swan's ranking. I need to get to that shit. I've been procrastinating. I want to do a stream at some point listening to the remaining albums I have left for Swans. And then I'm thinking maybe Swan's ranking, Swan's tier list can be my birthday video this year. Last year we did the Glowing Man. This year, I think we're going to do Swan's ranking. Yeah, I'd like to be a mostly new music channel. I would like to transition to that once I feel like the classics have run their course. Once I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, I've heard enough classics, I'll still do one every once in a while. I'll still make it like every couple videos is like an older release. But I'd like to really hone in on like current year albums, rankings of current artist discographies, like I did the 21 Pilots discography. Shit like that. I love talking new music. I love being part of the in real-time conversation. Of course, I like going back and discovering classics. It's so much fun doing the Beatles discography, the Zeppelin discography, the Sabbath discography, listening to the Pink Floyd albums for the first time. I have really enjoyed, you know, I say that, but I'm willing to give up on Arctic Monkeys. Yeah, because the Arctic Monkeys videos aren't doing too great. And again, I hate being like the numbers guy. I hate being like just numbers. But my channel where it's at needs growth. That's obviously no secret. My channel needs growth. And to grow, I need to make content that's interesting, talking about something that people are interested in. And if people aren't interested in seeing an Arctic Monkeys video, I'm not going to do an Arctic Monkeys video. The viewers know what they want better than I know what they want. And if people don't want Arctic Monkeys, then I'm happy to give up Arctic Monkeys for something they'd rather see me talk about, you know? This humbug video is going to be fun, though. Really, Blake? I disagree. I think 2020... Fuck me. There's no time when the classics run out. I'm not saying run out, but... I mean more like... when I've kind of grown sick of mainly doing classics. Like, as of right now, the reaction I'm most excited for is the new Taylor Swift album. I am so fucking excited to do that. Yeah, I think this year's been great for music. Oh, look at that. First half of the game is up. Good shit. 2025 has been a really good year for music, in my opinion. 2 10s for me this year. There's like 3 years, including 2025, that have multiple 10s for me. We have fucking Birthing and the Quadeca. Love both of those projects. What else do we... like, the new Maruja is fucking fantastic. The 21 Pilots was just great for content. It was great as an album. I fucking loved the album. I know there are people out there in the chat who disagree with me, who didn't like the 21 Pilots. I fucking loved it. Breach was exactly what I wanted it to be. And it's only grown with me. It's a flat 9 for me now. It grew from a low 8 to a flat 9. Mainstream music. I can't really disagree with you there. In terms of mainstream music, we've not had a song of the summer this year. I'd say the only like truly mainstream album I've given a fuck about this year has been 21 Pilots. Can't think of another one that I've really cared about all that much, really. So yeah, can't say I disagree with you. I cannot say I disagree with you at all. But yeah, in terms of like music on the whole, I think this year has been pretty good. I've still not finished Yankee UXO. I didn't get around to it. I did not get around to it, but the first half of the album that I listened to on stream was really good. Tyler the Creator count. Oh shit, yeah, no, Tyler the Creator. No, that's been a good album. Yeah. Scratch what I just said. Scratch what I just said. The Tyler the Creator album was really fucking good. I liked it more than most. Fucking hell. I have returned to the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets album once. Returned to a handful of songs off of it, but I don't know. It's not that I've not had like the want to listen to it in full again. I've just not gotten around to it. Yeah, I want to soon before the new album comes out. Yeah, Blake, that's two good picks. When do I think I'll finish the Godspeed discography? I'm not as big of a Godspeed head as a Swan's head. I like Godspeed a lot. They're not a band I return to at all. Really. Like, they're albums that I think are incredible experience. It's like the Avatar films. You know? James Cameron creates incredible cinematic experiences that no one wants to return to. They're, like, incredible as movies. As technical experiences, they're fucking fantastic. But I'm not going to return to that shit. Except with Swans. Now, Swans, I will be returning to that shit. Damn, my teammate hid like a bitch throughout that. Swans are a re-listen band for me. Like, sometimes I will just chuck on The Glowing Man. I'll chuck on a track like Oxygen. I'll listen to Bring the Sun. The Beggar Lover. In 2023... The Beggar Lover was like a big re-listen song for me. I'd be like, fuck it, it's 44 minutes. We're listening to The Beggar Lover right now. Yeah, it's a discography I'm going to finish at some point, but it's just not one I'm itching to or anything like that. I think a video idea I've had for a while is trying to love like albums that I'm not crazy on that people really like. The biggest example is American Idiot. People adore American Idiot. I don't like that. I do not like that album. I think it has good tracks. I think that Give Me Novocaine is great. I think that the title track's great. I think that... Oh, the song's good on there. Holiday's pretty good. Wake Me Up When September Ends is fantastic. With the Beatles. Do people love With the Beatles? I feel like that's not really a beloved fan favorite, right? Besides the diehards. Yeah, With the Beatles is not great. With the Beatles is whatever. It is what it is. It's certified one of the albums of all time, you know? Liminal Spaces and Liminal Music. I love Liminal Space shit. That's why I'm very... Ouch. That's why I'm very excited for Kane Parsons' Backrooms movie. I think that liminality is a very fun thing to play with, and kind of the off-putting experience of not being in a place you're supposed to be, being stuck in a point of passing through. I love liminality. I'm very excited about Kane Parsons' Backrooms movie. We just double smoked that shit, that's aura. This guy's got ball knowledge. Damn, I actually fucking wallbanged that guy. Wasn't enough to kill him. Yeah, I have a lot of faith in Kane Parsons as a creative to create something legitimately eerie and off-putting. Like Weapons. Weapons, it didn't play with liminality necessarily. It played more with, like, narrative liminality, just constantly being in a place you shouldn't be within the story. It never really moved forward, Weapons. You kind of were replaying the same events from different people's perspective over and over again, kind of stuck in the pass-through point. And then suddenly the ending happens and it all just explodes. That film has an incredibly explosive finale after what I would say is the liminal equivalent of, like, narrative storytelling. Weapons is a fascinating film. It's 4:13 AM for me, JC. 4:13. If you've not seen Weapons, it's great. Weapons is great. I watched it with my girlfriend. She loved it. I fucking loved it. Weapons is a must-watch, in my opinion. It's like a high 8 to a 9. Oh, I just looked back through the chat. I didn't realize you were talking to Chivo at first. My bad. He's dunking his nuts on my teammate's face. That's alright. Teabagging in the big 2025. That's... What a fucking disgusting phrase. It took me so long to figure out what teabagging meant. I was like, teabagging? What does it have anything to do with a teabag? It means you... It somehow didn't clock to me that it was like dipping your nuts in their mouth. Took me too long to figure that shit out. Oh my god, oh my god, that was a fumble. That was a complete fumble. That's a complete fucking fumble. This guy's got Slate AK, that's a nice skin. Clean skin. Fucking it up with that sticker there. Headphones coming off because I completely fucked it, man. It's a generational fumble. I ever see the film Vivarium? No. I have not seen that. Speaking of my girlfriend, she just sent me a snap. What is she doing up this late? Yes, PC, I picked my phone up. You don't have to tell me every time. Anytime I have my phone plugged in and I lift it off the table, my PC somehow knows about it and it tells me. Sorry, I'm responding to her. And to pull a goofy face. Yeah, my PC tells me every time. It's like, hey, you just picked up your phone. I don't know if you know about that. And I'm like, yes, I know. Dropping me a Zeus. Thank you. Oh, damn, I'm bottom. 10 and 15. Yikes, I went top last game. Well, not last game, but the game that we actually completed. Now I'm going bottom. Not good. Not contributing shit to the team. That scared the fucking shit out of me, oh my god. Oh, I've heard of that, yes. Yes. Jesse Eisenberg and his wife move into the fucking, that neighborhood, yes. I've not seen it. I've heard of it, I've seen stuff from it. Yes. I'm familiar with the film. I haven't seen it though. I like my Searing Rage AK skin. This is a fun skin. It's cool. I like it. I didn't expect there to be two of them. I thought it was just going to be the one. It's not looking like we're going to be getting any gameplay from me on the final round here. It looks like we're going to win this one. Chat, any other questions that you have? Any other questions that you have? Before we end out this game. Responding to my girlfriend again here, so you can see the CS gameplay. It's a shit picture. Oh, well, we're getting another round. What are my thoughts on analog horror? Analog horror is fun, but it's a bit done to death at this point. Ah, fuck. Green's not gonna give me a buy. Favorite comfort meal? Garlic bread. Garlic bread is my favorite food on the planet. Garlic bread is just like... It's just a safe bet that I'm gonna fucking love it anytime I eat garlic bread. The safest bet, a 100% guarantee. I fucking love garlic bread. Garlic bread is like the best invention known to man. And I think I'm playing into a bisexual stereotype. I think that's like a stereotype that bi people like garlic bread, I think. It's my favorite analog horror I've seen. There's been some fun ones on YouTube. There was like a Godzilla analog horror that I found really fun. A Jurassic Park one that I really liked. Obviously, you have stuff like the fucking Walton Files, I think it's called. Garlic bread hits as an appetizer. Garlic bread... Any, like, Italian food with garlic bread as a side. Pizza and garlic bread. Pasta and garlic bread. Anything. Garlic bread's the best. There have been times where for dinner I've just had a whole garlic baguette to myself. And it's like, what? Like 13 little slices of garlic bread. And I'll just have that for dinner. It's a food I can eat at, like, any time. You know? Italian restaurants know how to make it well? Yeah. A garlic baguette is where it's at, though. Garlic, like, slices, just, like, on their own that are a little longer. You know, they're good. I still love them. But garlic baguette is where it's at. It hits. It hits. We won. Did I bottom? Hey, second bottom. We'll take it. I did not see the boiled one. Still silver 2. Still a bad rank. I feel like this is a good picture to send my girlfriend with the 0.5 filter. Alright. This is good. This has been good. We're gonna close CS. I'm thinking I could maybe open my daily cases on Skin Club. I've not done that in a few days. Now chat, don't gamble. I'm only opening my free shit. I have to be completely honest, I've spent a little bit of money on this site. Sometimes my friends will put money on, and I'll put £5 on, and I'll see if I get anything, and sometimes I've gotten good things. Most of the time I don't get anything. Don't ever go on Skin Club. It is bad. Gambling sucks, and I only do it when I get... Not peer pressured by my friends, but when my friends do it, I'm like, fuck it, I'll put a £5 on. Do not gamble. I'm going to open my free shit. And then I'm bouncing. We're going to put my shit on a battle. Sharing mode. A Zara Larson skin. Zara Larson CS skin will go so hard. I'm getting pop-ups. What the fuck? Is my ad blocker not working? Oh, look at that. 10p. 15p. How much do I have? 6 now. I can put this on a 2x. Here, I'm gonna show you guys how the site works. I can put this on a 2x. Which obviously... Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta select. I can put it on a 2x. Which will double my money. If I hit it, which I won't. Oh my god, I think I hit. No, I didn't. It's gonna go a little bit over. Hey, look at that. See, there's a good example for you. Is that your shit never hits, even on a 2x. Even on a 2x. Don't gamble. It's stupid. It's silly. bad. It's a waste of your money. Shit like that happens. Don't do it. I did my free shit. I lost no money there, and I'm closing the site. Anyway, I think that's going to be it. We covered a lot of topics in this stream. I went for about an hour and a half. It's not bad. It's not bad. I want to do more of these live. Definitely. Again, if there's anything you guys ever want to like know about me, if there's any questions you have that you feel like will give you a better insight as to who I am, because I want to start maybe being more of an open person. I obviously don't want to start like telling my life story or anything like that. You guys might think this stream got too personal. Trust me, it didn't. There is so much shit that I'm always going to keep offline that is like reserved for me, reserved for family, reserved for people who know me in real life. Obviously, more politics. I'm not politically educated enough for that shit. That I feel like that one episode was enough, unless there's something I really want to talk about that I'm passionate about in politics. But yeah, don't worry, if you feel like you've learned too much about me, you really haven't. You have not. This stream has like barely scratched the surface of the surface. Like, there's so much shit about me that is never going to be known by the internet people, because I kind of want human reviews and my online personality to stay a personality, you know? Yeah, weekly mental health videos, that's not going to be a thing. You know, it's not going to be like mental health updates, telling my whole life story and shit. It's just going to be like, you know, episodes talking about movies, episodes talking about, you know, stuff going on in the world, episodes talking about maybe like funny stories from when I was younger. And then every once in a while, I talk about me and myself and get a bit personal, you know? Like this. Maybe we'll just save it to live streams for personal stuff. If there's anything people like want to know about me or anything like that, they can ask me. You know, we'll save that for the live streams. I want to do more of these live. I'd maybe like to do another live one of these maybe within the next week. Maybe make it more topic focused, where people are like, you know, asking me very specific questions about like a topic. Like, ask me any music questions you're curious about. Oh my fucking god, this clip. I hate this. It's so taken out of context that trust me, the context behind this isn't that bad. You do not consent. Tough shit. Believe me, the context behind that clip isn't actually like that bad. The context isn't that bad. I swear. You gotta believe me. Even though it sounds really bad. Yes, that sample, that was sampled on the Swindon album. Okay, let's look at this other clip. Walk the dinosaur. Wait. No. We're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get. No. No, we're not doing that shit now. Okay, we're not doing that shit now. Let me deal with it tomorrow or whenever I end up dealing with it. I can't process that shit right now. No. Listen, you lot are going to be seeing me in under 12 hours, okay? I'm going to be doing a request stream tomorrow, technically later today. 3 p.m. UK time, 7 hours, talking about music. Go watch my Black Sabbath video if you haven't. It's a fun one. It's underperforming right now, and I would like the video to be doing better. Watch the Sabbath video. It's like 29 minutes. It's one of my shorter reactions. It's not like 40 minutes for once. So go watch it. What else do I have to say? I don't know. More gaming content soon. Maybe some movie content. More music shit to come. Things to look forward to. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on Album of the Year if you haven't. Yeah, I don't know. Chivo, E. Nunez, Blake, Godzilla, Shaden was here, JC was here for a little bit. Everybody who was here this stream, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming on, asking your questions, listening to me blabber on and on and on and on, watching me play some CS, play good, play bad, all of the in-between. I will see you guys tomorrow with a music request stream on the main channel.